Hello, I'm going to give a few minutes to see if anybody's going to come on to the live chat before I start off with the reading. Because there's a lot of energy to talk about. And I just randomly came on here to read into it. Let's see. Let me get the big guns out tonight. For those of you watching not the live, the recording afterwards, welcome. I know that these still go up on YouTube even though they're not after they're live, and I'm still getting acclimated in doing live readings, so bear with me. If anybody is out there, because I have a very hard time seeing, hi, I see one. Okay, so we're live. Gotcha. Let me know that you can hear me okay. Like, give a thumbs up. Hi, Patsy. Hello. Well, what an interesting week, or 2 weeks. For sure. We have definitely moved into some new frequency, new energy. And I just came from doing a Reiki treatment on, oh good, thank you. I just came from giving a Reiki treatment, and it dawned on me how many people are experiencing the physical effects of this energy shift. Myself personally, I'm working through some kidney stones right now, which I did not know that's what it was until this morning. So I can give a list of the symptoms that other people are experiencing and what I know to be pretty common when we have these big energy shifts like now. The Schumann resonance had spiked up to, I think it was 120 hertz, which is like, the Earth's natural frequency is about between 7 and 8 hertz. So this is massive, a lot of new energy, and a lot of interesting things going on around the planet. So some of the physical symptoms that are typical when we go through these big jumps in energy are lethargy, aches and pains, body aches and pains in different areas. It could be old wounds or whatever, but a lot of people, their aches and pains are the base of the skull, the shoulders and the shoulder blades, low back, jaw, teeth, of course, tension, headaches, third eye. The Reiki treatment I just did was a whole third eye activation, and she was seeing colors and all kinds of things when I was done with her. So there's a lot of stuck energy, what I'm talking about, a lot of stuck energy in our bodies that if you know somebody who can help you move that energy through, it will give you a lot of relief. Shoulders, chest, yes, head, chest, stomach. That's another thing, abdominal nausea or abdominal pain. Bloating is a big one. Diarrhea, skin rashes, blurry vision. Your vision goes in and out of focus. Of course, the sleep. Our sleep cycles have been so whack for the last couple of years, but really, it's been quite intense lately. A lot of psychic senses are opening up. A lot of the chakras are trying to balance themselves, and a lot of people aren't aware of these things, so they're going to the doctor and the doctors aren't finding anything, and it's getting really frustrating for people until they recognize that it's energetic. So I'm grateful and lucky to be able to give give and receive Reiki treatments to help people move through some of these big, big energetic shifts. What else? So we've got the body aches and pains, muscles, ligaments, tendons, joints. Teeth is a big one. That's been a big one for me. Sinuses, a lot of third eye activation, which you can feel through the sinus area here, but also at the base of the skull, at the occipital lobe, and down through the neck into the shoulder blades. What else? Feet and hands getting either extremely hot or extremely cold, or flip-flopping around from that. I know I'm missing something big that it'll come to me. But yeah, it's definitely a huge jump that we've taken in energy. So I'm going to get a read on all of this, and we're going to start with the Sirian Starseed deck. Spelled it since Friday. Yeah, I think for me, it didn't really hit me physically, energetically until Sunday. Monday morning is when I woke up in severe pain and agony and thought I went to the doctor. I did not find out it was kidney stones until today, but I had passed it, apparently. It was not, I don't recommend it. Not a fun experience to be had. But yeah, these things are happening. Our body is trying to keep up, adjust, acclimate. Okay. Four of Cups in reverse to the Ace of Cups. Oh, thank you. Wow. Some people are having a change of heart. This is affecting the heart chakra as well. So a lot of people have also been going through a lot of changes within the way they perceive themselves, the way that they perceive others. They're changing. Relationship dynamics are changing. So this is telling me that people are changing the way they feel, and they are no longer kind of sitting around wishing upon a star for something to change and deciding to take charge of that. They know, each and every one of us know what we need to do to make that change so that we can be, our cup can be overflowing. We can be fulfilled. So this is nice. A lot of emotions, deep emotions. And I did spend this morning, I've been going through these waves because I do pick up collective, I do pick up collective energy. And the visions I'm getting, and I'm picking up other people's energy like crazy. So if you're also energetically sensitive, you know that you're psychic, you know you're reading other people's energy, it is like 10 times heavier now than it ever has been before. So a lot of other people's thoughts, a lot of these things that were coming around as negatives, but I was just working to like transmute it into a positive or a neutral. Very sensitive. Yep. Pretty connected. Awesome. Yeah, we're working overtime right now. And I feel it. So definitely, as much as you can, take some downtime for yourself too. But the more we can sort of transmute this energy, even like through the collective field, the better. Because you guys know what I'm talking about. When picking up energy from the collective field, we feel it and it really affects us. And, a lot of us are used to it. We're adaptable and we know what to do to, I don't want to say shield ourselves, but protect ourselves energetically. And, but this is like an all-time high. And my heart goes out to everyone who is really going through it, the dark night of the soul, because that's what I've been picking up. Like there's a big chunk of the collective that is changing the way that they feel. They're no longer waiting, are taking control of their emotions and doing whatever change they need to do to change the way they perceive themselves and their lives, so that they can be fulfilled and happy and feel love, give and share love. Recently going through a huge awakening. Yes, flow with the go. And I too, we're always awakening to new perceptions, new energies, new gifts even. And I had a massive one too in the last week or two. Just giant realizations. And again, it's like, I know this stuff. Where did I go? I know this stuff. Four of Orbs. Let's get another one on that. And some shadow work. Abundance. Master of Chalices. So a lot of people are working on mastering their emotional regulation, and being able to really see through the veil. Look at that. Seeing the reflection. So Four of Orbs with abundance. It's like no longer holding on to the old ways of operating. Now it's time to do some shadow work. Sit down and meditate on what it is that you're doing here, what it is that you want, what it is that you're missing. This abundance comes in multiple ways. This abundance comes in resources such as friends and family and people that we can bounce things off of each other. Love, beauty, plants, pets. Abundance is not money. It can be also in that form, but it's not necessarily what people tend to think abundance is. Okay. 10 of Orbs at the bottom. So yeah, something is no longer being weighed down. No longer being weighed down by the past. There's been a lot of seeking higher ground, seeking a better way of feeling. Why do I feel this way? My soul's calling me. My soul's calling me somewhere, and I have to finally follow it. There's been a lot of resistance, but through the shadow work, that resistance is breaking through. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of dark night of the soul. I know this stuff, right? Seeing through the veil makes a lot of people fall away, but with love, yes. Wealth is not money. No, not at all. Money, that's man-made. It comes and goes, and it's probably the lowest of the totem pole as far as abundance goes, you know? Let's see what else. Yeah, so I was just doing a Reiki treatment, and the girl I was doing Reiki on was very receptive, but she had never had this experience before. I had asked her, with her eyes closed, was she seeing any colors? And suddenly she just started seeing all of this stuff, colors, and it started with colors and circles of the chakras, but then it started to shift and change to, I think there was something that was really bright and pulsing at her, and then it moved into the entire solar system and the stars, and then a funnel that took her, so like she went somewhere, and she was very vocal about it. It was like the most fun I ever had giving Reiki to somebody. Totally just went with it and was expressive about what she was seeing while I was working on her. It was really fun. I want to start to incorporate that more when I give Reiki, is to communicate, because a lot of the times I just want to keep them quiet and see what I'm feeling, but I'm finding a whole new flow for myself here. Oh, you had your first attunement. Congratulations. Yeah, it's been, whoops. I know what card this is. Loneliness. And this loneliness that has been coming up in every reading for the last couple months, every zodiac reading, every reading I've been doing, this is the catalyst to making great change. This deep, it's not like I'm lonely, I'm bored. No, this is a deep, like, soul yearning for soul family loneliness. And it's got people, they're no longer just wishing, I wish things were different, I wish. No, it's time to make a move. Embracing the alone, yes, and that's another beautiful thing. Depending on where you're at in your journey, embrace the alone is important. There's no way you're going to connect to your true self if you're constantly surrounded by others and being distracted. And you know that we've got these phones and social media and everything, like, people really get sucked into that. But it looks like some people are really getting burned out with that, getting tired. Less stress, more focus. The thing that I've been focusing on, and I have had to focus on in the last few days, because the energy has been so fluctuating and very elevated, but it's also a purging. This is definitely purging energy. There's a lot of people going through that dark night. And again, my heart goes out to them. But where was I going with that? I lost it already. Oh, man. Distractions. Hello, Granny Paula. Lost my phone. Oh, I lost it. I lost my thought. So yeah, people are finally getting to the end of, it's almost like a personal suffering. You don't know it because you're just in it. It's familiar. It's all you know until you finally jump out of it. And it's no longer just sitting around wishing on a star, wishing for something to change. And what's the catalyst to that? It's not just loneliness. There's also a touch of envy there. That's what I was getting at. People going through this great change, this great realization. And it happens in stages, but there's a giant part of the collective that is just like, boom. Oh my God, what am I doing? Kind of thing. I am the same as everyone, but with different challenges. Getting out of our own way. I stumbled with this one for a long time in my life because, you know, where I live, I'm always surrounded by so many people. And I used to look at all the talented, beautiful, amazing people that were surrounding me and feel like so less than, and like, I'm not as good as any of these people, so I'm tapping out of this. And I did that all the time, especially as a kid, like through gymnastics and dance. I would make it to a certain point, but life would always take me somewhere too. But that's where it started for me. And you get these big giant impulses where your soul is like, do this, just try it. And you're like, nah. The ego's like, no, I'm not good enough, kind of thing. But you keep going through cycles of that over and over and over again. And the soul's just like, will you do something? Eventually you bust out of that. And I feel like that's what's happening with people right now. Live in Burbank, California. Waking Bad Tarot. Waking Bad Tarot. I like that name. So let's see what the Four of Orbs is. Yeah, it's been very eerie here where I live in the East Coast, close to Philadelphia, and we've got all of this smoke from the wildfires in Canada, but what it's been doing on top of just everything being smoky and hazy and we can't really be outside for long is the sun. That's what I put as my my whatever you call it, thumbnail. The sun looks like a whole other planet. It's this giant orange, pink, red ball of fire, but it looks very strange and eerie. And cool at the same time, but it makes us realize that there's some stuff going on here. Aha. This is exactly my experience this morning. So jumping out of the comfort zone and into your soul mission, because the soul is urging us like it never has before. It's so intense, and it's calling a lot of us to service. I feel good when I can help others. So we've had some time to really meditate on these things and maybe weigh out the fear versus the inspiration to do something different. Now, one of the things that I'm picking up here is that the issue is, again, like I was saying, it's not just fear of like, I don't know what I'm doing, or I might not be good enough, there's so many others that are way better than me kind of mentality. Is if I leave my stable, cushy, what I know, whatever, how am I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. What if I don't make it? What if I give up everything and I just lose? This doubt is like a lingering doubt. It doesn't have to mean leaving your job, but like we all have to make a great change. We're all being ushered into making a great change. And this doubt is that logical mind. I release the need to know all the answers. And this is how the universe works. The universe wants us to believe. It's not like I'll believe it when I see it. Reverse that. You know, you'll see it when you believe it. Yeah. Yeah, there's no try, only do. It's one of those things like, yeah, I remember being nudged like that a long time ago, and it got stronger and stronger and stronger for me. Now, my Pluto's in the 12th house, so that's a whole different journey than most people's. So it gets really super intense when you're resisting what the universe is trying to help you through into a new era of your life. So what we're mastering here right now as collectively is empathy, being open to seeing both sides of a situation. And I was challenged and tested in this heavily this last week or two to really master my emotions, master my energetic, my psychic field, my deep knowing through the emotional body. Pluto and Scorpio, so you kind of know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 12th house Pluto, but it's in Libra. And I had to reread Jeffrey Wolf Green's Pluto book like 3 times since from yesterday to today on 12th house Pluto to like really get it sunk in. Like, I cannot operate like most people do on this planet anymore at all. I have got to surrender to source, to spirit. Otherwise, things do not work out well for me at all. It's a big leap, a giant leap of faith. Huge. I can't even tell you how stressful it had been for me for a very long time. What do we want? Okay, we're going to go with, we busted up the old cards here. Scorpio, Sun, Taurus, Moon, Cancer, Rising, bunch of Libra and Sagittarius, Gemini, North Node. Yeah, embracing the Fool. I had no choice. I fought it. I resisted it for years. And then the universe, like, it cranks up the heat. You know, you get the heat cranked up on you until you finally, like, okay, I see. I don't belong here anymore. I'm gonna, and usually they give you, you're given like steps. Okay, here's your first stepping stone. We're gonna leave this, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna have some space and time. And then when you kind of get adapted there, then it's like, okay, we're gonna move here now. And you have to go with those moves. And they're big moves sometimes, like huge moves. It got hot. That's right. Certainly does get hot, and that's what's happening right now with this energetic shift. Is the universe is cranking up the heat yet again, energetically, and you can see that through. And I also see that through the lunar nodes and Pluto squaring the lunar nodes. It's like this reverberation of energy. It's like bing, 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 bing. But now we're like bing, 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 bing. Like it's rattling us like from side to side to side until we like finally center ourselves and focus. Now I remember what I was going to talk about is presence. This is where the magic is. And it's so hard this day and age, unless you really put practices together for yourself, whatever works for you, to be present, because the mind will go all over the place and it will take you places. And or if we're like just robotically doing the same things that because we know we got to do this day to day to day, you're not going to get very far. You're going to really feel that tension. So it takes effort sometimes to be very present, especially when you're around other people and you're a sponge for their energy. It can really be hard, but you have to put in these practices to really focus on being present, especially when you're around other people, so that that you don't draw in their energy. It's the lightning round. Yeah. It does feel frazzled at times, for sure. And that's that Pluto energy with the North and South node. You know, go back and keep repeating your past patterns. South node in Scorpio, intense, or follow the heart and souls of where the universe is really assisting us in these next steps to it. But you got to be present to really pick up what is being brought to you, shown to you. And it can be such like little steps, such as something someone says and it resonates in you and you're like, oh, that would be nice. But no, those words were said to you for a very specific reason. So be present because you're getting communication through other people, through texts, through the magazine rack on the grocery store, you name it. It's talking to us, you know? North Node in Capricorn. And you know, Pluto's moving back into Capricorn on Sunday. So that's going to be a whole nother energy shift for us. Okay. Yeah, it's Ace of Cups reversed. Three of Cups reversed. Where are we going with this? Unfulfilled. Whoa. Okay. This is a strong message for someone. Okay. Let me get. Okay. Where are we going with this? All right, so this is where another group of the collective is at this moment. Feeling very unfulfilled, Ace of Cups in reverse, and not being able to connect to anybody, not having your soul family, your soul tribe around you, which brings up this loneliness feeling. Your Lovers in reverse with the Tower, that's Venus opposing Pluto. I'm getting with relationships, a lot of shakeups, breakups, a lot of power and control shakeups and realizations too. relationship wounds, but something's cracking this in order to wake us up more. Wake up. Not being able to let go of hurt feelings, not being able to let go of resentment, and move to higher ground, to see things from all sides, all perspectives. And that means that there's no fresh start, because until we move through being able to see from see everybody's on their journey, see that we're all connected. What is in one is in the whole. And I know that not every human being on the planet is going to get there or see that, but this is part of this collective where they're really being pulled. Like, I'm not satisfied. I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled in life at all. And now I just don't even have anybody that I can relate to at all. I'm feeling very vulnerable, very exposed, very agitated. And whoever I was connecting to, that's coming apart, because there's no connection there really anyway, because I've already changed. We've changed emotionally, physically, metaphysically, and mentally. But that doubt has left people stuck in that energy where you cannot let go of any bitterness, anger, resentment. And it's just like, it's a block. All of these cards are in reverse. It's a block to your happiness. Let's see what's going on here. In the chat. Oh my God. Yes. Number syncs have been complex. Yes. 555s and 444s for me. Like nonstop. All the time. Oh my God. That's me feeling disconnected and very solo. Yep. It's not just you. It's not just you. It's everybody. Yep. I woke up this morning. Yeah. Reversal sums it up. Yep. I woke up this morning. I've had these so this is the second time this has happened to me. It was like 2 mornings ago. I woke up literally in a panic attack. This does not happen to me. And I must have been dreaming about something or whatever, but I was like full blown panic attack, crying, and I'm like, don't even know why. And it took me 2 hours to get out of that energy, awake. I walked around my house disoriented, didn't even know who I was anymore, kind of energy. I was just like, what the hell is this? 2 hours before it calmed down. Now I know that's not just me. I know that's not just my energy, because I didn't even get a chance to become conscious yet. It was still in my system. It was really wild. Hello from Oklahoma. Is that Oklahoma? Hello. Yeah. So that happened 2 mornings ago for me. And then this morning I woke up, not in a panic attack, but feeling very agitated and groggy. Almost like I had been up a whole night before, which I did. I've been actually sleeping through the night, which is not normal for me, but I'm grateful for that. Very groggy, sleepy, little agitated, and then suddenly got psychic attacks. Bam! But right before I could even get out of bed. And it's just all of this pain, all of this sadness, all of this despair, and and it wasn't mine, but I was feeling it, and I'm crying. Oh my God, I felt like I was so on another planet altogether there. Yeah, it's a tough process in the collective when you just wake up from a deep sleep. I can handle it during the day while I'm already awake, but wow, I did not expect that. So I think that's a sign for me to put together some practices for myself when I first wake up. So that's my own experience, but let's see what else wants to come out. Okay, we're gonna clear the board. No, all right, okay. 6-6. Thank you for saying that. The 6-6 portal. That's when it happened. The first one. Yep. Yep, yep. Any other messages on the collective energy currently? I mean, it feels so much better now, but my God, it was very intense too. And it didn't make any logical sense. You know, these things don't make logical sense. But I did find some bits and pieces of purgings that were for me. And what happened was I was supposed to do a photo shoot on another job, and that got postponed till tomorrow. So I ended up not having to do anything today, which was good because I had a lot to process and purge. And what I found for me was very liberating. And I ended up, like I said, reading my Pluto book most of the day, really absorbing my journey so far and gaining a new perspective and humbled. See myself resisting things sometimes. And when we resist in this energy, it's intense. It will persist tenfold. It's like pouring salt in the wound over and over and over again. Spirit has removed the training wheels. Yeah, huh? Yep, exactly. No more training wheels. And now we got to find balance again, right? So we learned how to ride with the training wheels, and it's easier to get balance. But now it's like, I don't know, I'm gonna fall. But we'll be caught all day. Yep. Yeah, quite intense, powerful energy for change. Being a Scorpio sun, Pluto's my sun sign ruler. Okay. I have a fascination with the energy of Pluto because it's very powerful. For a small planet very far away, that literally was just discovered right around the same time that they were beginning to split the atom. Think about that one. Discontent and boredom in reverse with emotional withdrawal. Okay, so this is surrender. I'm getting surrender. People are surrendering to realizing there's a higher force than me, and anybody else that thinks they're in charge here on this planet, that's asking me to surrender. So I'm no longer going to be discontent with my situation. I want to surrender. I got to see, what is this about? Why is this happening to me? Why am I having this experience? Please help me. Beautiful, beautiful. Lots of clearing. Lots of clearing. So the collective, a lot of people in the collective are withdrawn today, surrendered, withdrawn to their, maybe a meditation practice or just taking some time to themselves. It's almost like, how can you not on a day like today or a week like this week? Because, I don't know how many people feel the energy the way that I do, but it's nice to be, the more and more I go with the flow of the energy, the more people that the universe brings into my actual physical reality that resonate with me and are on the same, wavelength as I am, which is so relieving. All right, the one thing, patience came out in reverse. So there is like an impatient feeling, especially with regards to finding that soul tribe, other people. This loneliness is really taken over, and it is nice to have, others that get what you're going through to bounce these things off, because the psychic senses are peaking right now. And I had to have a nice sit down with my niece to explain to her some of the visions that she gets, because this stuff runs in my family and it probably does with many of yours too. Because it can bring you to such anxiety because it's not the norm for like all the other people that are around. So there's a sense of impatience here when it comes to finding people that you can truly connect to and get them, so you don't feel so crazy, That That's why I do what I do, because I know I felt very crazy in the beginning stages of all of my psychic senses coming straight on, like full force online, and I knew what was happening. I was able to channel information in like clear as day, but the people I was telling, they were just looking at me like, okay, all right, you want to see a doctor or something? So, but that energy, that was before, that was years ago, and collective energy is changing. It is becoming more acceptable, and a lot of people are intrigued by the mystical realms and by spirituality, and it is it is catching on, you know. Yeah, it's and then the with the Schumann spike, wow, there was a blackout before the spike. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the Schumann resonance, which there are some people who now believe that that has been compromised or manipulated, but I tend to, I don't know, I follow my guidance. And I was thinking that for a while too, because it wasn't doing a whole lot when we were feeling these energetic shifts. But sometimes it does, the satellites get knocked out from the solar flares. That's how I'm visualizing it. But anyway, it blacked out on the 6th and then spiked from 7 hertz to 120 hertz, and it held, it's still holding that frequency now. Yeah, different frequency. But the thing is, I know, and it can be so confusing for people. But that's one of the things, as I said, it can be very confusing for people. But it is spirit working through every single one of us. And that's what we're being asked to surrender to and acknowledge. Oh, you want to work through me. That's that divine inspiration. We have to slow down, connect, be present, and you'll get energy rushes of inspiration that are divinely guided. I love that name, Hot Tamale 72. That's so cute. It can be very dazed and confused in the beginning. Patience and planning. Shadow, light. Interesting combo there. So we've got the shadow aspect and the light aspect. And I think that they're both, it's almost like collectively people, you know, that there's like a, I wish I knew what it was called, but there's a very famous sculpture or painting. You see them with the two or three heads. People are starting to see their parts, their different sides, their shadow side and their light side. Dial into the Schumann resonance tremendously, completely understand. Yeah. I used to like watch it all the time because I was feeling all these zaps and stuff from energy, but I kind of backed off of it. But when I felt this energy the other day, and I just peaked, I'm like, whoa, wow. Cause it spiked yesterday at 120 hertz and it's still there. We'll get some Moonology cards to see what's going on here collectively. So this seems like it's right in alignment with this Pluto transit, because once Pluto moves back into Capricorn, like I said, that's going to be a whole nother energy shift. And I feel like it's going to be sort of that buffer, or because Mercury is also going to be moving, more of an understanding of what the next step to do is. And a lot of us humans, it's hard, and depending on your journey, everybody's is different. It's hard to make those big leaps of faith with so much doubt still in your energy field, and fear. Doubt of like, am I going to be able to survive life like this? Like, yeah, I want to trust in spirit. I want to trust in source energy, but I don't know if I trust you that much. Can't tell if it's Schumann Collective or Canadian fire pollution. Well, yeah. Woohoo. Yeah, that fire, it's really interesting. And when I woke up this morning and I went through my whole roll of purge, I came out into my kitchen, I look up at the skylight and I'm just talking to the guides, and I'm like, why would I not like jump into whatever, because the whole world's on fire right now. You know, I feel like a lot of these things happen. Everything happens for a reason, but that's my take on it. Obviously, the whole world is not on fire, but it certainly feels like it right now. So this is the big squeeze for the collective right now. And I see tower moments, meditate. So there's a lot of things that are still, it's like everything got shaken up. And, you know, that reverberation of energy, it's like, and now it's like, it's time to slow down and balance right now. This is the energy right now. Slow down and gain. If you go into a meditative state, however you do it, your soul is talking to you. Your spirit guides are talking to you loudly right now. Listen with the heart chakra. Listen with the throat chakra. You'll feel these two chakras like strongly. Or you might feel them all. The last few days for me, I've been walking around like a Christmas tree lit up with chakras. I'm like, woo! And then I get drained by the end of the day. Anything else from this deck? No. Okay. Have faith. So it's the same messages. Have faith in your dreams and trust them. Don't doubt them. You put it out there and then you have to believe. Ask, believe, receive. That saying, I'll believe it when I see it, you got to reverse that. Like I said, I will see it when I believe it. And that I know for sure to be my experience. And we have so many subconscious ways of doubting. There's a lot of fear that creeps up. But I think people are getting tired of that, these waves of fear and doubt, because the soul's cry and the soul's urge and the pull of Pluto is almost too strong. So I'm going to get us all some advice. Wrap this up. I hope everybody out there is doing all right. It sounds like we're all kind of going through the same thing. And yeah, holding the line for the collective energy, right? It's like, let's hold the line. Let's just keep it steady. I got triggered very, very hard last week, and I had to work through all that, what it meant for me, and release judgment and forgive those who triggered me, so I wasn't holding on to them and their energy, and I wasn't holding them back energetically with my anger or resentment or anything. That's important to do energetically. You know, the more we can clear out any kind of resentments and angers towards others, the better, because we carry that energy until we release it, forgive, see them in their dark night of the soul, or see them like they're going through their journey. It's not easy. We know it. So like, okay, see where you're at. I forgive you. I love you. I don't need you in my presence right now, but I love you. And I hope that you will have a fun trip. I hope you have a fun trip on that dark night of the soul. And if you need me, I'll be here. That's where I leave things. I'm not allowed to give advice or, now that's a lot, or messages or anything to anybody if they don't ask for it. Which is hard as an empath because I see so many people. I see so many things I could just tell them and like, yeah, but if you just did this, then everything would be okay. I'm not allowed to do that. I've tried. I get slapped on the hand big time. I love that song. Have a little faith in me. Yes, yes. Well, we got longing for Hyreth, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Very in alignment with here. Then we have the void. Stop, embrace winter, which is just an a cycle. Embrace this cycle. This is the great cosmic womb. I feel like we're all in this void right now. Slow down, period. Lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You have done this before. Wow. Yes. Let's go with the first one. Ooh, I'm feeling this energy again. Like, I'm feeling it in my heart, though. Hyreth. Hyreth is a Welsh word that's difficult to translate, and I'm probably not even pronouncing it right, but bear with me. But it refers to a certain longing or homesickness, a yearning for home or a place to which we cannot return. The unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is common in starseeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. For some, it's a distant memory of a planet, galaxy, or star system in the universe that their soul remembers and yearns to return to. A place they may have experienced more than Earth. For others, it's a longing for the unity of source, a remembering of interconnected oneness. This yearning can lead some starseeds to travel, searching all corners of the planet to find a physical place that feels more like home. For others, it can manifest as a need to find home in people, communities, and relationships, a journey to find somewhere they truly belong. If you resonate with this yearning for home, but don't really know where home is, you're being invited to remember that your soul chose to be on Earth. You're being called to fully commit to embodying your life. You're being reassured that you didn't come here alone and that your soul consciously decided to experience what it's like to be a soul in a human body on this planet at this time. You're being called to anchor all of your presence, your personality, your soul, and your spirit in the here and now, to fully commit to living life right now, to commit to putting 2 feet completely in. Yeah, whew, that's for sure. That's definitely what I was getting with this energy right here. And the loneliness card. And the void. We love the void. I love the void now. I couldn't accept the void before because I was always such a busybody. But then I realized that I'm constantly being called to connect and not separate myself from source energy. So it takes practice. Sometimes we have to go into solitude for that. So the void, everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where all life begins and ends. It's the winter of the womb. It's the winter and the womb, sorry. The fertile darkness where all things originate and all seeds grow. Comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting. It can be both overwhelmingly small and huge. The void is where faith lives. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you. Regardless of whether you know what they'll one day become, you're being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest, and to allow the winter of your life to do the rest of the work for you. To hand over your control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface, it doesn't mean things aren't at work. The greatest weavings happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us. Right beneath the surface, in ways known and unknowable. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or a life phase, when we're called to let go of all that we know and identify with. When you're in the void, it can feel scary and as if you should be doing something. However, when this card appears, it's a sure sign that the most productive thing you can do is relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life. And we have one more. Everything you're saying is resonating very deeply. Good. Thank you. I love your comments. So, all of you, it helps me as well. Not for validation, but it helps me understand that I actually am getting, I'm connecting to others, and that helps. It helps a lot. So, our last card, Lost Lands. I have to find it in the book first. And Luna just came to visit us. Lost lands. Yes, loneliness definitely in a room full of people. We are cyclic beings. And Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day with the coming and going of the tides and the seasons. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we cling to are so often those we most need to let go of. The food, the substances, the relationship, the job, the people pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space, the part we're most afraid to leave empty, the part we guard and don't let grace into. But by keeping that space covered with something that doesn't serve us or clinging to it for fear of it not staying on its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. A Course in Miracles tells us whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddha said, you can only lose what you cling to. Indeed, both are true. If this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control, to release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter, to surrender all that feels dense to the divine. Loosening your grip doesn't mean that what you're clinging to will go away. It may, or it may stay. But you can be sure that what is for you will find you. And you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life. And I have to tell you, that word grace has been enveloping me for weeks now. And I use it as a prayer, a mantra. I constantly, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm like, please hover over me with grace and guidance, grace and guidance. And you can feel the energy of grace, because we are being guided. Can't shake that I'm supposed to be somewhere else and feeling anxious because I have no idea where that is. Because you're not supposed to, you're supposed to be guided to it. Like I'm missing a train or something. Oh, no, you're not missing anything. All my life, I've been searching for one thing I cannot name. Less worrying. Yep. And really, the search is of self. The search is of what to release. The search is why am I not trusting? It's not easy, but when you start to really find that we're suffering, like we're not meant to suffer here, basically. When we're suffering in our environment and what we're doing, that is not like the number one indicator of, okay, Something's got to change. And I've got to let go of controlling this, because you feel it. You'll feel the pull of energy, and we do get guided into the next phase and the next step. So this is another void period right now, and I forget where the card went now, but there was a card that's saying, I must have put it away already, saying to put it here, disconnect, boredom, patience, because it's such a like Paul is saying, you feel like you're missing a train. Oh my God, am I missing? I'm gonna be late. No, be patient. It will come to you. It will come to you, either intuitively, physically. You can't miss it. It's a deep resonance. It's a deep resonance. Whatever this change, whatever this shift is, you'll get it. As long as you're present, you're not in your fears and all of that stuff that's coming up. It's not really real. It's stored in our cellular memory of our bodies, and these energies like pulling it out. So if we still have stuck energy, it's like, here it is, So I think that is a wrap. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Just kind of check in with the chat before I close up. If anybody has any questions, I can maybe help answer some. Getting some interesting comments in here now. Always welcomed as well. So if you guys don't have any other comments or questions, I'm going to wrap this up. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you guys were all on here. Thank you for joining in. And just remember, we're really trying to hold the line for collective energy too, because the collective energy, like people are going through it. But there's a lot of people that are already completely activated with their psychic senses and going through a dark night of the soul. And I know that it's a pretty big number of people doing this, going through this, and they're going to need us on the other side. I had somebody when I came through my dark night of the soul. The universe just appeared, like just brought them to me. So be prepared. We're being prepared for that. It's like, we all help each other there. So so much love to all you guys. Thank you for tuning in and joining in. Lots of heavy lifting for sure. I'm glad it was helpful. That makes my heart sing. So thank you. Have a great night or a great morning or a great day or wherever you guys are in the world. Have a wonderful, energetic moment with yourself, and take good care of the body. Take good care of the body, mind, and spirit. Happy birthday, Rebecca. Happy solar return. All right, I'm going to sign off now. So this will be on YouTube as a recording then. 70 years old today. Happy birthday. Oh, we have bugs. I have my door open. All right. So much love to all of you. Take care. Bye.